Hey there, Griff Hamlin here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. In today's video, we're going to take the 5 licks that we have done, one for each of the 5 boxes, and put them together into a solo. Now, if you've been keeping up with things, this will probably make a lot of sense. And if you've gotten behind on some of the licks, that's okay. I want to encourage you to at least listen to the solo that we did, watch through this video, see how it's all going to go together, and know that you can always come back and work on this at a later date. If you weren't able to learn, a lick a day, that's a lot. That's a tall order for just about anybody. So if it took a little bit longer, that's okay. Obviously, I'm sort of keeping up with the schedule of the release of the course, 50 Shuffle Blues Licks by the Box, but you can take your time with this. You don't have to do it overnight. This is just something that will be beneficial to you and that I hope you'll do. So if we jump in and take a look at the solo, I can kind of walk you through what I did. And of course, I'll play it in its entirety, along with the tab here in a minute, but we're starting off with lick 2, 2, 3. This is over the A chord. And again, assuming you've learned that, that should be fine. Then I'm going to jump to lick 1. So notice that I don't have the licks in order, right? They don't have to go in order. I don't have to necessarily work my way up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up the fretboard. It doesn't have to be that way. Then I did lick number 1. So I switched down to box 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that, I have a little bit of time. I have a little bit of a breather so I can get up to here, which is lick 3. But notice, like those notes on the 3rd string here are the same as these notes on the 1st box. Okay, so it's not like, even though I'm making the jump from box 1 to box 3, it's not going to sound disjunct. It's not going to sound weird because I'm going from roughly the same notes. I'm starting a little bit lower in box 3. So I'm ending up in a place that is still quite reasonable. Okay? And then I'm actually going to go back to the first lick that I did in box 2. Now, one of the reasons that I did this is I wanted to get that big bend in again. I really want to demonstrate how good that sounds in the context of a blues, because again, it's something that I just don't see that much, and I'd like to see a lot more of it. I also want to show you, though, that I can bring a lick back, okay? And again, I'm going from box 3 to box 2. So there's a lot of different things here that you could see that are valuable. From there, after lick 2, I'm going to jump up to lick 4, which is box 4. And notice, again, it's roughly the same notes. They're actually the same sonic region, even though they sound fundamentally different being in different boxes like that. But then I'm going to jump up to box 5. And I could continue, like if you wanted. I could have worked my way all the way back down to box 1 if I had wanted to, and I had a couple of extra beats to do it. So if that's the kind of thing that you would like to throw in there, by all means do so. There's lots of openings to make it your own and do your own thing with it, okay? Now, this is, of course, just one possible way that I could have put this solo together. In reality, 5 licks from 5 different boxes could go together probably hundreds, if not thousands of different ways. I don't want to do the math on that, but there's a lot of math. And that's a lot of licks and a lot of different possible combinations. And you'd be surprised how many of them would sound very good together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it through at the nice slow. This is the slower jam track. This is the 90 beats a minute. Again, this is kind of the baby what you want me to do style. All right. I always liken them to songs that I know, and it's that kind of lazy shuffle, right? The faster, if you can do it at 90, I would encourage you to try to find, you can just look up blues jam track in A. You probably have a bunch if you have any of my stuff. If you're an All Access Pass member, you've got gobs and gobs and gobs of options. But there are a bazillion, at least, jam tracks in A. Just make sure it is actually a blues. It has an A7, a D7, and an E7 chord, and no others. Just leave it at that. I don't want to get complicated. At a variety of tempos, variety of speeds. You could do this in a different key, right? There's no reason I have to be in the key of A. I could be in the key of G. I could just take all of these notes and just move them down. So there it would have been in G. Now, of course, what you're seeing on the screen doesn't match what I'm playing when I do that. But in my mind, it's kind of all the same thing, right? Changing keys is really not that tough. Once you've got it down, you just slide the whole thing. It just all goes there. Unless, of course, you run out of frets. Now, if I tried to do it like in the key of E, it would be, I'd have to get a little bit more creative. But I can do, right? I can do open position box 1 stuff. Everything else in this would work. I could do F, I could do G, A, I could bring it up to B. Now, if I, again, if you run out of frets, like if you're trying to do this, and let's say you want to do it in the key of C, and that's way up here, and you think that's too high, you could do it down there. You just bring everything down by an octave. So again, you have a lot of different options off of something seemingly so simple. Okay, so as always, if you've got guitar playing friends that you think would dig this, I hope you'll share it with them. I know this is kind of a brief video, but before I go, I'll remind you that I have the new 50 Shuffle Blues Licks by the Box is available. At least as of me releasing this video, it is on special to celebrate its release. By the time you see this video, it may or may not still be the case, but I'll leave a link near this video. And I will leave downloads, I will do all that, but I am going to play it in its entirety now with the tab on screen and the whole deal. So hope you'll stick around and watch that. And as always, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.